Good evening and thanks for joining us. The time now is 9 p.m. on January 22nd. This is the Daily Rewind, a look back at the top stories and headlines from today.
Hampton Roads is already preparing for this weekend's winter weather. 10 on your sides, Michael Rinker joins us live with what crews are doing on the roads.
8 o'clock, just into the Wavy newsroom, one adult and two children are without a place to live after a house fire in Hampton. According to officials, this all happened on Shell Road just after 5:40 this morning. Crews were on the scene in minutes, got that fire out after about 30. No one was hurt. The Red Cross, though, is helping the family. The cause of the fire is under investigation.
All eyes are on that weekend weather, and we are predicting some winter weather in our area and also in North Carolina. Thank you for joining us here on Fox 43. I'm Kiana Patterson.
And I'm Katie Collette. As 10 on your sides, Jeremy Wheeler keeps an eye on the forecast in the Super Doppler 10 Weather Center. Crews are already preparing the roads for that potential of snow and ice. 10 on your sides, Michael Rinker joins us now with more details on how VDOT is treating the roads. Michael, good morning.
Good morning, Katie and Kiana. So VDOT and along with other state agencies have a briefing here this morning with Governor Spanberger. They're going to be looking at the latest forecast before they come up with a plan for a statewide plan about this weekend's weather. So depending on what we're projected to get, that could change here in the next day or two. But of course, keeping on top of the forecast is something everybody should be doing. Watching us here on Fox 43 and Wavy 10 is a great way to do that. But then our localities have their own plans for treating the roadways. Before I do get into that, I do want to show you we are on 664 South, trying to get to the Monitor Merrimack here this morning. We are caught up in, they have closed the lanes here, and we have not moved all that much. So I just wanted to give an update on the traffic situation on 664 ahead of Monitor Merrimack heading south to the south side here. But when it comes to treating the roads for this weekend's weather, Hampton already went out and they started brining the roads. Yesterday, they focused largely on bridges and overpasses that tend to freeze first. Virginia Beach is focusing on what they call priority 1 and 2 roads. Those are the roadways that lead to a hospital, police departments, roads that EMS and first responders use heavily to get to and from where they need to go. So they treated those roads first. And again, VDOT handles the interstates. Your local municipality handles your local roadways. But when the weather does get here, that is when everybody at home needs to have a plan. Maybe a good plan to have is just to stay home and stay out of the weather this weekend.
In that winter weather, especially if there's any sort of accumulation or ice there on the ground, home is the safest place that you can be, and just wait till everything dies down, wait till some of that snow melts, wait till some of that ice melts, and then get back out there on the road when you feel safe.
And again, VDOT as well as Virginia State Police do have a briefing this morning with Governor Spanberger, and they will be releasing what their plans will be here today and tomorrow ahead of the winter storm. Of course, we'll have the latest information on that for you over on wavy.com. Michael Rinker, 10 on your side.
Thank you so much, Michael. Hopefully that traffic picks up again. Now, North Carolina has issued a state of emergency ahead of the winter weather this weekend. NCDOT says brine on the roadways will happen ahead of time, and then they'll switch the equipment to prepare for the snow. It takes about 100,000 gallons of brine to pre-treat the roads. How cold it gets will then determine how effective it works.
It's going to get really cold after the snow leaves. Salt does not work below 20 degrees. And we're looking at days where single-digit lows are in the forecast. So any progress we make after the storm will be slow. Our resources are fully deployed. You will not see us out much at night simply because it's going to be too cold to make any progress.
In a statement, the state's Transportation Secretary Daniel Johnson says, quote, "We're asking everyone to do their part to prepare now and avoid travel once the storm hits so crews can safely clear the roads."
Make sure to download the Wavy weather app on your phone so you are ready when that bad weather approaches. And check out our special, Weathering Winter, which has everything you need to know about how storms form and how you should be ready for them. It's on demand right now on Wavy Plus. At 8:05, we have developing news this morning as Portsmouth police continue to investigate a deadly shooting.
It happened Wednesday night just after 7 o'clock on Victory Boulevard. For more details, we now turn to Kagan Hughes, who joins us live in the control room. Kagan.
Yeah, Katie, Kiana, 2 men were shot and Portsmouth police say 1 has died. This is video from last night in Craddock. You can see the heavy police presence. Police say the initial call came in just after 7 p.m. That's where officers say they found 1 man dead on Paradise Park on Victory Boulevard. Police say they found a second man less than a mile away with gunshot wounds on Channing Avenue. He's now in the hospital. We have no details about his condition this morning. There's also no suspect information at this time. Police say this is an active investigation. Kagan Hughes, 10 on your side.
I've got it at 70%. I may bump it to 80, but if you saw yesterday, I had it at 90. What's going on? Why would I do that? Well, basically this wintry mix is going to possibly dominate this forecast. I mean, there might be a window where we're going to get some snow. I mean, this is still a high chance right in here, 70, maybe 80, but you know, that most of that snow might fall in a short window, Saturday evening, Saturday night. Sunday might be mostly a mix or even rain for parts of the area. But there might also be some iciness out there, some freezing rain. So we've got this cold front back to the west that's marching towards us. It won't get here until late in the day, so we're going to be warm. I mean, the temperatures will be able to reach into the 50s today. Now, we got a cold shot of air, though, behind it that'll really sink in Saturday. So today there's a couple of showers, just rain showers. You got warm, you know, top to bottom. But we go into Sunday, and we're going to see some snow, maybe more so Saturday night, right? But on Sunday, we're going to get some rain. We'll get some sleet, and we may see some freezing rain when you got that lowest layer in the freezing temperatures, but above it you got some milder air coming in. It's because there'll be an area of low pressure moving up from the south. Got a few showers out there right now. Again, it's just rain. Bertie County, Shawan County east, and that goes over to Poplar Branch, Southern Shores, and down to Rodanthe. There's not much in Hampton Roads. We might catch a sprinkler shower between now and 7, 8 o'clock, but that's going to move out. And the rest of the day looks good. Today looks good. We'll have highs in the 50s this afternoon and partly cloudy skies. So that front does move in late in the day, probably after 3 o'clock. Winds start to change. They don't pick up much, though. We'll see just a lot of clouds. However, tomorrow, I do think we'll catch some isolated showers in Hampton Roads. Our model does have a little bit down there to the south. I just think that'll be a little more north. So we'll catch some spotty showers Friday. Highs will be in the upper 40s. It won't be a bad day, but there will be a little bit of rain out there. So pretty quiet overall through Friday evening, through Saturday morning. Maybe a flurry. We'll see about that. But most of Saturday is dry on almost all the models I've been showing all morning. You know, Saturday afternoon even, pretty quiet weather. But it quickly ramps up. Here's the evening, 6 to 8 o'clock, scattered snow showers. Now it'll start up and climb north, but then that wintry mix will come in right behind it. So here's the GFS model. Have to use this for the longer range. So, you know, not much in the afternoon. Here's the evening. We get those snow showers for a time, maybe for a while, maybe a little moderate to heavy snow. That's what the GFS is showing. But that wintry mix comes in going into early Sunday morning. Rain, sleet, and snow at that point. Now, here's the thing. It changes over to rain for a lot of the area. Almost all the models are doing this so far. And it sends that rain snow line north. Heavy snow north of that line. But this pink area, that wintry mix, could contain sleet, a little bit of snow, some rain, and freezing rain. So that could be a big issue for our inland locations. The mix does come back east Monday morning, and maybe we wrap it up as a little bit of wintry mix, but I don't think there's as much on Monday as that model shows. Yeah, here's the GFS. It's got the highest amounts, a foot or more still, Richmond to D.C., but here it really backed off. We're seeing, and so this is the latest. Even this isn't updated yet. That blue's a little bit more north, but the European model, well, it doesn't even have an inch in Norfolk now. So I think kind of splitting the difference here, I think a lot of that would melt anyway with that rain coming in. Here's Future Track's take, but it only goes up until Saturday evening, but it does have a little light snow up through Saturday 10 p.m. Here's the ice forecast. This is far east as Norfolk. Now I think that's a little too far east, but look at these inland locations. We get a ½ inch of ice. That'll be big problems out there. Emporia, inland locations, maybe, you know, for parts of the metro. So that's almost more of a concern. And so this is possible icing in the pink. The highest chance for accumulating snow is here and sticking and staying, but this may be some melting in the green. Lots of snow and a mix with, well, some snow with mix with lots of rain. I know there's a lot there, but we're trying to sort it all out. There's just so many moving parts. Bottom line is Sunday, it looks like a dominant wintry mix, but Saturday evening, Saturday night, there will be some snow. And so prep for possible power outages. That is a possibility, and maybe some snow for a brief time.
Gather your taste buds because the city of Portsmouth is inviting you to its restaurant week. It starts tomorrow and it will last until the end of January. You can visit diners and explore the city's vibrant culinary scenes. More than 20 restaurants will participate this year, and they'll be offering some special menus all week long. It will showcase the flavors and creativity that makes Portsmouth a destination here in Hampton Roads. You can see the full list of restaurants over on wavy.com. Health headlines this morning. A study shows that shingles vaccine may contain anti-aging properties. Researchers sampled the blood of almost 4,000 Americans over the age of 70, regardless of factors like previous health problems, smoking, and income. And researchers found that those vaccinated had healthier patterns in their DNA. The vaccine contains anti-inflammatory agents that get stronger in the body after 3 years or more.
Well, this is not your average flu season. Doctors are concerned about the rise in measles and flu cases this year. They say this season is shaping up to be the worst year the CDC has seen in decades. Around 230,000 hospitalizations and more than 9,000 deaths, including 32 pediatric deaths, all just in this season. Experts acknowledge the new strain is fueling the high case numbers.
We're seeing is higher rates of hospitalization among those 24 years of age and younger.
Experts say there is also a huge decline in vaccine rates this year. Bloomberg says, children who are vaccinated have about a 70% reduction in hospitalization rates, adults about 30%. All of this is happening while measles cases rise in more than a dozen states. The measles virus is one of the most contagious, affecting 9 out of 10 unvaccinated people. Officials are pushing for more vaccinations.
A case of a deadly rabbit disease was confirmed for the first time in North Carolina. Health officials say a domestic rabbit tested positive for that disease. Now, this causes bleeding, and it was diagnosed in Dare County. The state veterinarian says that 2 dead domestic rabbits were taken to a clinic on January 1st. The virus was then confirmed by the National Veterinarian Services Laboratory on January 16th. 4 rabbits from that location, have died from the virus, and 1 has recovered. An investigation into how the rabbits got the virus is ongoing, and the disease does not spread to humans.
A new clue in the search for a missing man last seen on the Outer Banks. National Park Service officials say Christopher Palmer's blue and white kayak is missing. Video from before he disappeared shows it on the back of his truck. But when officials found his abandoned truck on the beach at Cape Hatteras National Seashore, the kayak was gone. Palmer, who's from Arkansas, was reported missing earlier this month along with his dog. Officials ask boaters to be on the lookout for them and call the Park Service if you see them. Winter weather will definitely affect the roads in Portsmouth. Crews say they're prepared to keep them clear, though. 10 on your side's Michael Rinker continues our team coverage this afternoon.
The city of Portsmouth is monitoring this weather system, and they say no matter what comes our way, they are going to be prepared for it. Portsmouth Public Works encourages its citizens to stock up ahead of this weekend's weather. Make sure you have water, food, and all medical supplies that you may need. And if you know you will have to drive, gas up the car beforehand and make sure that vehicle is equipped for driving in the winter. You can also stay informed through the Wavy Plus app or sign up through Portsmouth's alert system to get automatic alerts from the city. Portsmouth's emergency teams have spent this week preparing their equipment to make sure their personnel are ready to respond efficiently to whatever the conditions may be this weekend. Again, knowing the latest on this weather system is something everybody should be doing. You can find the latest forecast over on wavy.com. In Portsmouth, Michael Rinker, 10 on your side.
Dominion Energy says its crews are saddling up for this weekend's weather in North Carolina and Virginia. They say they do expect, quote, a multi-day power restoration event. So that means you may lose electricity at your home. But there are some things you can do now to prepare yourself. 10 on your side's Chris Horn continues our live team coverage with some advice. Chris?
Yeah, Aisha, if the power does go out, Dominion says it might not come back on for hours or even days. Here are some precautions you can take in the meantime. Make sure your electronic devices are fully charged. That includes your phone, computer, laptop, and any external batteries that are rechargeable. You might want to pick up some extra batteries to have in stock. If you have a generator, make sure it's fueled and you've tested it before the storm. Always run it outside with good ventilation. Keep those emergency supplies on hand. They include bottled water, non-perishable food, a hand-operated can opener, flashlights, first aid kits, and medications. With the chance of ice comes the chance of fallen electrical lines, and if you see one, do not go near it. Stay at least 30 feet away. Call Dominion 866-DOM-HELP, D-O-M-H-E-L-P, to report it. You can also call that number if you have a power outage yourself during the storm. Dominion says the extreme cold weather after the storm will likely complicate any storm restoration efforts. Crews say they are gathering materials and equipment today and tomorrow. They're also deploying linemen and bucket trucks to the areas they think will be most impacted by the storm.
Also on the peninsula, we have new information about that other deadly fire out of James City County. Officials continue to investigate. It happened last night on Jordan's Journey, which is in the First Colony subdivision. Around 7:30, crews rushed to the single-story home after a neighbor called 911. Oof. Firefighters say they found flames and smoke coming from two sides of the home. When they ran inside to check to see if anyone was there, they found the victim already dead. It took about 45 minutes to get the flames under control. We're told there is significant damage to the home as well. The cause is under investigation, and police haven't released the name of the man who died. Hampton police continue to investigate last night's fire that killed 2 people. Drone 10 flew above the house on County Street this morning, and there is significant damage, especially to the second floor. 4 people were hurt, including a firefighter who fell through the roof, but was able to get out rather. Officials say the flames trapped several people inside. We're told this was a single-family home that had been converted into apartments. Firefighters from several nearby cities helped to respond, including Norfolk and Newport News. Neighbors told 10 on Your Side it was a massive scene.
There was a lot of, I want to say the word confusion, but it wasn't confused. Everybody knew what their place was, what their role was. There were a lot of moving parts going on, and it was a good, well-oiled machine. I mean, it's a terrible time anytime, but right now I feel sorry for them.
The cause is under investigation. And
winter weather is headed our way. Don't let this pretty live picture fool you. Today is the calm before the storm. Saturday evening, Old Man Winter will be knocking at our door. Good evening, everyone. I'm Regina Mobley. We will all feel the bitter cold, but the type of winter weather you will see greatly varies by the location. So for that, we turn to meteorologist Brian Michigan.
Yeah, I think we'll start out with some snowfall with this and then eventually transition as the storm goes on to sleet, freezing rain, and for some of us, just plain rainfall. The bulk of the heavy snow will be well off to our north. I think Pennsylvania, New Jersey, northern portions of Virginia into Maryland likely get the bulk of the snow this go around. But we'll get to the details regardless, because travel is likely to be heavily impacted, especially on Sunday. Right now, things are quiet across the area. We've just got some clouds out there right now. This is the large area where winter storm warnings and winter storm watches will be going into play here, especially for our area. It hasn't started yet. It goes into effect 1 p.m. on Saturday through 1 p.m. on Monday. Heavy mixed precipitation. That was kind of the big message from the National Weather Service with this watch. So that's what we're expecting. Sleet, freezing rain. 2 things that can really disrupt travel across our area. This isn't the storm system. There's just a few light showers kind of drifting on through the southeast right now. Our storm system itself hasn't even fully developed yet. We'll know better with the exact track of this thing once it gets into the southern plains and once it crosses over the southern Rockies. Right now, weather models have kind of started to get a better idea as to the timing of this thing, but there's still a lot of unknown factors. So tonight, temperatures dropping into the 20s and 30s. Will stay partly cloudy with a northerly breeze around 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow, back up into the low 50s for parts of North Carolina. A few spotty rain showers out there, but as you work north, better chance for a little bit of sunshine through the day. Again, temperatures in the 50s will be into the 40s for parts of the peninsulas and into the eastern shore. Snowfall. This is still what we're trying to get a handle on. The GFS model has been consistent with giving areas north and west a lot more snow before eventually we change over, while the European model not nearly as much, maybe a couple inches of snow. So it's still kind of a model fight here as to which one will kind of win out.
Now is the time to prepare. Both Virginia and North Carolina are under states of emergency for this winter storm. Now, one of the main concerns is always road conditions. 10 on your side's Karina Garcia is live in Norfolk with where preparations are underway. Karina.
Hey, Regina. Well, since I last spoke to you, Wavy family, at noon, we have felt the drop in temperatures. Now, we have been in close communication with the city of Norfolk, specifically their public works department. They tell us that they have been busy using brine to pre-treat the roads, primarily their secondary and primary roads, because they say they are ready for whatever may fall this weekend, which could in turn create some pretty icy conditions, some pretty slippery conditions when you hit the road. So here's what they want you to know. They say if you don't have to go out tomorrow, simply just don't. They also say if we start to see snow, once it adds up to about 2 inches, crews will stop pre-treating and switch over to full snow removal, meaning if you are a homeowner or a business owner, clearing sidewalks and driveways will ultimately fall on you. Now, earlier today, we did catch up with several friends who were out shopping, getting ready for what's to come. So here's Christine Davis.
Don't forget the dog food. We still have to take care of our babies. Make sure you get your gas, make sure you get your food, and essentials, as you call them: bread, milk, eggs, butter, children items, cleaning supplies. This may be a good time for us to clean up our homes, you know.
Governor Abigail Spanberger is declaring a state of emergency as the winter storm barrels toward the Commonwealth. Spanberger is telling Virginians now is the time to make sure you and your family are prepared. Capitol Bureau reporter Tyler Englander has more on the governor's message.
Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger is urging Virginians to stay off of the roads Saturday night through Monday morning. In addition to snow, sleet, and ice, Spanberger says every part of the Commonwealth could experience dangerously low temperatures, power outages, and unpredictable road conditions. To prepare, Spanberger says the Virginia Department of Transportation and the National Guard are deploying across the state to help with snow removal, debris clearance, and emergency response. As far as the roads go, the Virginia Department of Transportation says all of Virginia's interstates and high-volume primary roads will begin to be treated for winter weather starting on Thursday.
I am asking all Virginians to stay off the roads as of Saturday night, all day Sunday, through Monday morning. This will allow not only for the safety and security of our neighbors, but it will allow for faster clearing of roads and ensure greater safety during what we expect will be the most dangerous times on the roads.
The Virginia Department of Emergency Management is also urging Virginians to check on their friends, family, and neighbors. In Chesterfield, I'm Tyler Englander.